working with, we just call him Pony, with Pony on standing on the mat. So I've got this pretty big mat out, and then once his one little foot is on there, then I'm going to click and reinforce. So right now, like obviously it's not perfect. I'm just gonna see if I can ask him to be on there. He doesn't know the cues. He doesn't know anything about the mat. So I just want to reinforce him for being near the mat and then getting his front feet on it. So I like to do this with a lot of my horses where I'll just put some food on the mat so they just kind of think of it as like another bowl. So they're already kind of attracted to it because it means that good food's gonna come. And then after we do that a little bit and just make it a good place, then I'm going to be more worried about him putting 2 feet on it and then how the 2 feet are. Like, I want them, like, I like how he's standing right here with his 2 feet pretty much even with each other. So I'm just going to reward him. I mean, I could be rewarding him a bit quicker here. Like, I definitely went to like moving around him way sooner than I needed to, and I think that's kind of where my issues, like I had struggled with getting him to learn to stay on the mat. Like he's good at it now, but it took a while, and I think this is probably part of it is I rushed to getting him to stand on it and start moving around him when I should have just worked on, look at the mat's great, stand on the mat, reward him, reward him, reward him for having those 2 front feet on it. Just like I did with the Coda and the Mustangs. For some reason with him, that just went out of my mind, and I was like, oh, well, he's going to stand here and I'm going to walk around him. So I'm not sure what happened there. I also need to be sure, like when I asked him to come off the mat, that I have a very clear cue that asks him to come off because I don't want him to get confused. It can be really easy to, he's not even with the mat, so I'm just going to reapproach, but it can be really easy to teach the cue inadvertently that when you walk forward, they just follow you. And that can be really frustrating later on when you want to teach a stay and when you turn their back to them, they follow you. And that's just accidentally teaching a cue that you didn't mean to teach. So you got to be really careful with that. I like to say walk on or come on, like that's kind of interchangeable for me when I ask them to lead with me. I already teach them that cue when I'm teaching them to lead, and then I'm being very clear, like either applying some lead rope pressure or showing my hand target or a handheld target in order to teach them to come off. So that's really important. But he is standing really well, like he's totally fine with me going around him, but I should have prepped a little bit more.